Welcome to the third video on the chapter Pilgrim at Tinker Creek by Annie Dillard. In this video, I would like to discuss the first part of the final paragraph. Let me read this first. That it's rough out there and chancy is no surprise. Every live thing is a survivor on a kind of extended emergency bivouac. But at the same time, we are also created. In the Quran, Allah asks, "The heaven and the earth and all in between, thinkest thou I made them in jest?" It's a good question. What do we think of the created universe spanning an unthinkable void with an unthinkable profusion of forms? Or what do we think of nothingness, those sickening reaches of time in either direction? If the giant water bug was not made in jest, was it then made in earnest? Pascal uses a nice term to describe the notion of the creators, once having called forth the universe, turning his back to it, dies absconditus. Is this what we think happened? Was the sense of it there and God absconded with it, ate it like a wolf who disappears around the edge of the house with the Thanksgiving turkey? Now let me explain this part of the paragraph. Let me take the second sentence first, and after that I will go back to the first sentence. Every live thing is a survivor on a kind of extended emergency bivouac. A bivouac simply means a temporary shelter, a temporary tent constructed by mountaineers. Those people who climb the mountains construct this tent, a temporary tent. That is the meaning of bivouac. Or any temporary shelter or tent could be called a bivouac. So she says that this universe is a temporary shelter. This is a temporary tent, an emergency bivouac, where every living thing is a survivor. Living things need to survive to continue their life in this universe. We need to survive. So survival is an important word in this universe. And to know more about this sentence, we need to relate this sentence with the last paragraph where the author was talking about the way different animals feed on their prey. So life is all about surviving. So that is the meaning of this particular sentence. Now let's move on to the first sentence. That it's rough out there and chancy is no surprise. It is rough out there in this universe, it's rough. Nothing is in detail. Nothing is planned in detail. Everything is rough. That's the meaning. And everything is chancy, that is no surprise. It's chancy, it's rough out there. It's chancy means everything is happening by chance in this universe. We cannot predict things. We are uncertain about things. Or there is uncertainty in this universe. We don't know what will happen to us the next moment. We don't know what will happen to the people around us in the next moment or in the future. So there is uncertainty in this universe. That is the meaning of chancy. So this world is planned not in detail and it's chancy. The world is uncertain. Things are uncertain in this universe. That is the meaning of the first sentence. So let's move on to the next part. But at the same time, we are also created. In the Quran, Allah asks, "The heaven and the earth and all in between, thinkest thou I made them in jest?" According to the author, this is an important question. She takes this particular quote from the Holy Quran where the Almighty God addresses the humankind and asks, "Do you think that I created the heaven and the earth and all in between the heaven and the earth in just for fun, just for a play, just as a joke I created this universe, the heaven and the earth and all in between this?" This is an important question that the Almighty asks. What do we think of the created universe, spanning an unthinkable void with an unthinkable profusion of forms? Then Annie Dillard asked this question: what actually do we think of this universe? This universe is spanning an unthinkable void with an unthinkable profusion of forms. There are different forms, living organisms and non-living organisms existing in this world. So different forms are existing in this world. There is a profusion, large number of forms in this universe. And of course, are we capable of knowing how spacious this universe is? So she asked these two important questions. Are we capable of knowing how spacious this universe is, or are we capable of knowing how many living things or non-living things are existing in this universe? Then she says, or what do we think of nothingness, those sickening reaches of time in either direction? Then she talks about an abstract concept, that is time. She talks about either direction of time. Either direction of time means the past and future. So she asked this question: do we know anything about the past, the things that happened so far up to this very point in the present? Or do we know anything that is going to happen in the future? So are human beings capable of knowing the past and the future? With our senses, can we know about this? This is what she asks. Then she says, if the giant water bug was not made in jest, was it then made in earnest? She talked about the giant water bug in the third paragraph, and the way it sucked out that frog in the water also was explained in the fourth paragraph, in the third paragraph. Now she asked a question based on that, a question about that giant water bug. If the giant water bug was not made in jest, if it is not made in jest, if it was not made as a joke or just as a joke or just for a play or in jest, if it is not made in jest, was it then made in earnest? Is there a serious purpose behind the creation of the water bug? This is the question. Pascal uses a nice term to describe the notion of creators once having called for the universe, turning his back to it, dies absconditus. Then the author introduces a particular term, a Latin term, which was actually introduced by Blaise Pascal. Blaise Pascal was a 17th century French mathematician, physicist and writer. He introduced this term to talk about the notion of the creator at the time of creation. So the term dies absconditus is a Latin term which simply means hidden God. So this is the notion of God. Pascal's notion of God actually is a God who is hiding, a God in hiding or a hidden God. That is his concept or his notion of God. And based on this very notion, she asked an important question. Was the sense of it there? God absconded with it, ate it like a wolf who disappears around the edge of the house with the Thanksgiving turkey. I think I must explain the term Thanksgiving turkey. Thanksgiving turkey simply means a turkey or a turkey chicken. Thanksgiving Day actually is an annual holiday in the United States of America and in Canada, celebrating the harvest and other blessings of the year. And there is a special dinner served during these Thanksgiving days, that is known as Thanksgiving dinner. And the main food item would be the roasted turkey. And thus the term turkey got associated with Thanksgiving. So Thanksgiving turkey simply means turkey here, a turkey chicken. that large hen-like bird that is turkey, we know that. So she asked the next question here based on Pascal's concept or notion of God, that is dies absconditus, God as hiding. Is this what we think happened? Was the sense of it there? Was the sense of creation? And God absconded with, after creating, God absconded. God ran away. God went to another place after creating this universe. God absconded with it, or ate it like a wolf who disappears around the edge of the house with the Thanksgiving turkey, just like a wolf that disappears around the edge of the house with a turkey. Did God abscond after creating this entire universe, or the things, living things in this universe? This is yet another question that she asks in the first part of this paragraph. So this paragraph is about some questions. The author asks some important questions here, and she quotes from the Holy Quran, where the Almighty asks about the heaven, about the creation of the heaven and the earth and all in between. She asks whether the creation was in jest, or was there any serious purpose behind every living thing, the creation of every living thing. And after that, she says that that question is important, and she asks the readers, what do the readers, or what do human beings actually think of the created universe, spanning in an unthinkable void with an unthinkable profusion of forms. And towards the end of this, the first part, towards the end of this first part of the last paragraph, she quotes Pascal, this French 17th century French mathematician, and she, based on Pascal's idea of God, she asked this question: did God abscond after creating the universe, or after creating the things in this universe? And with that, with these questions, she finishes the first part of this paragraph. So I think I can do the second part in another video. Thank you.